Welcome to the quick start for mapping using MicroStation Connect Edition. In this session, we're going to take a look at placing symbols in our map. And placing graphical symbols is a very common thing for us to do. They allow us to place objects that we use from file to file and the standard objects in our file very easily. In fact, you can kind of think of them as electronic rubber stamps. You have a rubber stamp of something and you just want to go around and stamp your drawing with it several times. Then you're going to go to another drawing and essentially do the same thing. So these are symbols that have been created for us. They're stored in a library, and it'll speed up our map production and increase the quality since we won't have to redraw things over and over again, which allows for consistency between projects and within projects. These graphical symbols are called cells in MicroStation. Let's take a look at how we might be able to use these cells. So we can go ahead and browse for a new file here. We can go to the folder called BDR and pick up the geoborder.dgn file. Once we're inside this file, we can go ahead and select the Home tab and the Placement ribbon group, and we want to select the Cell button here. So we want to place a cell. This fires up our Place Active Cell command. And in the Place Active Cell command, I have to type in the name of a cell. But to find the name of a cell, I first have to browse for it. So here's the Browse button. So once I go browse for a cell, I need to go look for a cell library. So right now there is no library attached. It says none. So under the File menu, I can attach a file. Going into my cell folder here, I can attach the geospatial.cell file. And there are my cells. So now I have a list of cells that I can place. I'm going to go ahead and select the cell North and make that my active cell. I'm going to change my scale to 2. And you can see that changes both the X and the Y scale. My annotation scale is turned on so that if I change my drawing scale, my cell will automatically scale up or down. I also want to use true scale, which means that if this cell North was drawn in feet and I'm placing it in the file with survey feet, it still comes through just fine. The software does the math for you. So I'm just going to zoom into this corner up here and go ahead and click once to place my cell. So it's actually pretty easy to do. So let's go ahead and try another one here. We got one called Key Map. And so there's our key map of Broward County. And I can just double click on it to make it my active cell. So now my key map is my active cell, but as you can see, it's pretty big. In fact, it's huge compared to my active geometry. So I need to scale it down a bit. So going to the scale here, I'm going to use 0.00001. I think it's 4 zeros, so pretty sure of that. Actually, it's 5 zeros. Add one more 0 in there. There we go. Now it fits nicely into my key map area. So now I can just locate it in this area. If I want to be really precise and locate it exactly in the center of this key map area, I can snap to the midpoint over here and using AccuDraw, I can come and locate an AccuDraw origin with a letter O, and then slide down, hit the Enter key to lock it in one direction, and then snap to the midpoint here. So now I've located the center of this key map on the 2 midpoints of the vertical and horizontal. And now my key map is located precisely in the center of that area. Let's try one more here. We're going to go ahead and open up another file. We're going to go open the file Florida Map Master. This will be in our DGN folder, Florida Master Map. And as you can see here, we've got the master map of Florida. And what we want to do is just add a scale. So we go to Place Active Cell, select the browse, attach the file. There's our bar scale. In this case, it turns out that it is working out 1:1, so we just keep the scale at 1:1. You just want to make sure that you have true scale turned on. And we're now ready to go ahead and place our bar scale down here. So everything looks good now. Pretty easy to use cells. They're already pre-drawn for you. All you need to do is locate the correct cell, set the scale, and place it. We'll wrap up by taking a look at how we label our maps in the next session.